Welcome to Week 5, New Mexico High School Football Plays of the Week. Quick reminder, these plays are for learning purposes. They're not meant to single out any official coach or player. We're trying to get better through these videos, and so we use them to point out not only positive things, but also things that can be done better. We got 8 plays this week, a lot of them in the kicking game, a couple of unnecessary roughness fouls, and mechanics play. Let's get started with our first play here. We got a kickoff. Looks like this kick is touched by the returner and then lands on the goal line, and we shut this down properly for a touchback. Remember, even though the ball was touched in the field of play, it is not possessed. It's still a kick. It hits the goal line. Any ball that crosses the plane of the goal line, any kick that crosses the plane of the goal line on a free kick is a touchback. So this is correctly ruled. Good job to know the rule. Correctly ruled a touchback on the field. Good job. Our second play this week involves a forward-backward pass. I'm going to let this play through, and then we'll rewind it and go through the different aspects of this play. Quarterback's going to receive the snap. Quick pass out to his left. Ball hits the ground, is jostled around, scrambled for the ball, recovered, and then ruled a touchdown. Let's rewind this and let's get back to the beginning of this play, and let's talk first about this pass. Our line judge is responsible. Right here's our line judge is responsible for ruling on forward-backward passes. Doesn't mean he can't get help, but he is the primary on forward-backward pass. There can be help on this play from the opposite wing official if they have a clear look, and even from the referee if they have a good angle and look at this particular play. So let's first talk about this pass. We're going to see the quarterback receive the snap, and he's going to throw it pretty quick, and it's going to go out and be touched at the on the outside of the field. So let's talk about our lines and see if we can use our lines to determine where this ball was thrown. We can see right here the quarterback's feet are right about the 10, so this pass is probably released right in front of the 11 or right behind the 11-yard line. Okay, so now we've got to know when is this ball first touched, and if we take a look here, this ball is touched right about the 12. We can tell by where the feet of the runner are. They're about the 13, and that hand reaches back, so it's touched about the 12. So this is clearly a forward pass, and if it's coming at you, you got to be able to recognize that this is a forward pass. So this play should have been blown dead for an incomplete forward pass. But as it is, we rule this a backward pass. If we're ruling a backward pass, we should be pointing with a fist into the backfield. Line judge, you should be pointing with a fist into the backfield to let everybody on the field know that you have a backward pass. Now, after this pass is touched, we get a scramble for it, and now we have to rule on the recovery. This ball is never possessed until the end of the play, and we can see that it's right at the pylon. Tough play. What we recommend on this play is if you can get to the goal line, great, but if not, right about here, we just need to stop, and we need to observe the action that's happening, because we need to determine, does this player recover the ball in the field of play or in the end zone, and does it recover it inbounds or out of bounds? And we can see right here, I know it's in super slow motion, that he touches that pylon right about the same time of the recovery. So this would be a backward pass out of bounds in the end zone, and this would be a safety because A is responsible for this backward pass being there. They have responsibility for it, and this therefore would be a safety on A. Tough play to officiate. Talk about this in your pregames this week about how we cover this. Referee, can you help with forward, backward, and with the recovery? Opposite line of scrimmage official, can you help with the forward, backward pass aspect of this? Good play to learn from. Play number 3 this week involves a action, dead ball, unnecessary roughness action. We're going to see the runner get held up, and then we're going to get this player coming late to the party and trying to push this pile back. And so let's take a look. Again, we're going to look at this player right here, number 22. We want to take a look at his action. He is going to be moving significantly faster than everybody else in this pile. This play is over, and he is moving faster than everybody else. This is a clear indicator that he's up to no good, and then he's going to slam into the pile there. We'd want this called for an unnecessary roughness foul, simply because all he's trying to do is create a problem here. He is moving faster than everybody else, which is dangerous. He doesn't lead with the head, but we got a runner that is being held right there. His head is poking out there. Most of the contact is to his own teammates, but there's just nothing good that's going to happen out of this particular type of action. So be aware of players around the pile moving faster than everybody else. And if you see this kind of contact, let's flag it for unnecessary roughness because this just isn't going to help the game. Play number 4 this week, we get a correct call for a illegal blindside block on this play. Want to look about the 19-yard line near the runner. We're going to have a illegal blindside block right there, correctly flagged by our head linesman. Back judge has a flag down as well. Let's take a look at this. We want to look at this player right here and the action on the defender. Clearly out of the defender's field of vision, delivered with force, and also out in the open field, can't defend himself. Good job with the illegal blindside block. We like this call. Good vision by the officials. We're watching blockers, not the ball carrier. Excellent job of officiating here. Good job to get this illegal blindside block. Our next play, we're going to get another illegal blindside block correctly called by our official. We're going to take a look at action as it comes down towards the bottom of the screen. This runner reverses field, comes back around, and we're going to look at number 44. It's going to execute that block right there. That's a clear illegal blindside block. I'll let it play one more time. Want to track this player right here, number 44, and just watch his action. Defender cannot defend himself and gets blown up by the blocker. Good call for illegal blindside block. Real quick note on mechanics. Let's take a look at our line judge here just so that we understand we do not need to move on this play. This line judge is tracking upfield when the action is all at the line of scrimmage. You want to let the play get ahead of you and then decide to track upfield. So just mechanic-wise, let's stay put and move only when we have to, because he does a great job of getting this foul, but he also almost gets his legs taken out by that block as well because he's just too close to everything. If we stay back, let the play get ahead of us instead of wandering upfield, A won't be in better position to see this. We're glad he saw it, but he's still a little too close to be able to see if this was clean or not clean, but he got it. He got it right. Make sure we keep our distance on these plays. Play 6 involves a tough call on a defensive hold. We want to take a look, back it up a little bit here. Want to take a look at this motion receiver and just track him and find and follow the action that happens to him. You can see he gets held on this play, and we're going to get a quarterback sack. So we don't get this defensive hold, and we want to talk about how we can get this because it's a pretty big hold, and we want to be able to get it. When we start this play off, we're going to see that we are in double doubles, and so back judge strength is to this side, keying the outside receiver here. As this receiver goes in motion, we're going to end up staying in double doubles on this side. We will be switching to a strong formation on the opposite side. So once this receiver gets into the backfield, now our strength has switched to this side of the field, and our back judge's initial responsibility would be this outside receiver, and our headline judge's initial responsibility would be this receiver in the backfield right here. Now, that doesn't absolve him from having to see this, and it doesn't absolve the back judge from being able to see the action on this receiver as well. So let me clear these lines off, and let's just talk about this play. So right here, nobody on this side of the field, neither this receiver nor this receiver, is under immediate threat. So our back judge and our line of scrimmage official, really the only threat they have is this threat right there, which is the holding foul. So let's just back this up a little bit and talk about how do we get this on the field. So knowing that we don't have immediate threats to those wide receivers, and we can look inside and we can catch action happening at the line of scrimmage, we can pick this up. Again, our head linesman's receiver is not under threat. Our back judge's receiver is not under threat. We need to find something to look for. We can see this here. We should be able to see it here. It's just a matter of training your eyes to look for work on the field. So tough play to get, not an easy play, especially in a five-man mechanic scenario, but definitely gettable if these outside receivers are not pressed. Then definitely we should be able to get it because there's nowhere else really to look on this play, especially for our line of scrimmage official. If you're going from your snap to your tackle to your receiver, your eyes will take you right to this defensive hold. Our next play, we do a real good job of shutting down this try down after the ball is blocked and recovered by B. If we look at Rule 832 and 833 in our rule book, you'll see that only A can score on a try. B does not have the opportunity to score. So this kick ends once B comes into possession of it, especially on the kick. So good job to shut this down. We can see our what I believe is our back judge in the back. You can see him right here. He's gonna wave this off once he realizes that this is no good. You can see he signals that this is no good, and then we have our headlines have been signaling no good as well. So real good job on the field to kill this play. Only A can score on a try. Our last play today involves just crew mechanics regarding punt plays. We are in a four-person crew here, and we're going to get this ball snapped before we're ready to officiate the play. I'll let it play through. Our line judge realizes late that this is a punt play and is trying to get back into position. And then we have the ball kicked, hits the ground, recovered by the kicking team, and then we're going to award the kicking team the ball. So let's go back first and let's talk about why we're not in position. Maybe we weren't situationally aware. We have fourth down right here, fourth and long. So we should know that a punt is coming and we should be getting into position before this ball is made ready for play. That being said, referee, do a quick scan and check that everybody's in the correct position before you blow this play ready for play. If we need to stop the clock to get everybody in position and then start the ready for play, let's do that. But we should be able to get into position and be able to be where we're supposed to be. So first off, referees, do a quick sweep of the field. Make sure everybody's where they're supposed to be. Now, line judges, when we get back here, we got to make sure that we're still. What ends up happening on this play is our line judge is moving as this ball hits the ground, and it gets close to the return team player, but it never touches the return team player. And I'll show you right here. It gets very, very close. But we can see our ball is right here. That's the ball falling down. It's going to hit the ground. It's going to bounce up. Never touches number 3. But our official is moving as this is happening. And so when we move, our eyes bounce. And when our eyes bounce, we can't see correctly. And when we can't see correctly, we miss things. And so here, because we're not in position and because we're moving, we assume or we think that this ball is touched by the return team, and we incorrectly award this ball to the kicking team. So let's take some things away from this. A, let's get into position, anticipating the play, knowing our down and our distance. B, referees, if we are not in position, let's hold everything up until we are in position to officiate the play, and then we can restart the clock and put everything and blow the ready for play. And third, let's be as still as possible when we're officiating action. If we are moving, our accuracy goes down simply because our vision is not as good as it is when we're standing still. Have a good week on the road this week. Good luck in your games. Make sure those fouls are big. And have a great week of football.
As we close out this week's Plays of the Week, don't forget to send any interesting plays to our Huddle program for feedback. Not only can reviewing film help you better adjudicate similar situations, but it's a valuable tool for improving your mechanics and positioning. Take the time to watch yourself and learn from it. Have fun this week, safe travels to those on the road, and remember, make them big.